If you want me to kick off, I'll give you an
Yeah, carry
introduction.
on, carry on.
Okay. Okay, guys. So I want to welcome everybody here this evening. It's a pleasure to have you all here in your busy schedules, as we are all busy, whether it be with family life or work life or business. So we're honored to introduce and to have a true veteran within the world of networking and network marketing here, Derek Tallis. Derek's got over 40 plus years experience. He's going to be sharing that with us tonight. Derek is instrumental in building systems that empower and uplift everybody and help them move forward with a proper foundation for lasting success. Derek's also been privileged to be mentored by some of the largest motivational and thought speakers out there, like Tony Snyder, Randy Gage, uh, Brian Tracy, and so many others. There's quite a big portfolio of people that he can really put his hand on and call his best friends and connections and business partners. Uh, He's found a success through traditional business, owning restaurants and pubs, and also managing a property portfolio. But as most people running their own business, they eventually start to realize that the business is running them. And Derek, with his expertise, started to move into the network marketing world. And he's also been involved in the crypto realm of trading, marketing, AI investments. Derek's journey and insights offers valuable lessons to anybody looking to excel in business and personal development. And I want you all to put a warm welcome together for Derek. And it's a pleasure to have Derek here with us tonight. And also our guest speaker, Rebecca Francis, who Derek will introduce just after this short introduction. Okay, over and back to you, Derek.
Okay, thank you, Coleman. I just want to share a quick screen. Okay. Okay, guys, thank you very much for that introduction, Coleman. Really good of you to do that for me.
You're welcome.
Great, thanks. So what I want to really cover today is not actually the teaching side of it, but more what's going to unfold over the next few weeks, months, and even years. My background, as Coleman said, is there's been various types of businesses from, proper, I shouldn't say proper business, bricks and mortar businesses to face-to-face to sales businesses. I've been involved in team building in a lot of them, and also been quite successful. I've built a business over 6,000 people, managed to help a lot of people retire from their full-time jobs. So what I want to do really is put all of that into a system or systems that I've been using for the last 6 years very successfully. And what I want to do is help everyone, regardless of ability, to really get the knowledge they need to build. And it is simple, but the thing is, if you're not taught, it's like anything in any new job, etc. If you're left to your own devices, you do your own thing, you might make mistakes, but you might not learn from mistakes because somebody else is telling you that's the right way to do it. So a lot of what I've done is proven and works. And so what I want to try and do is start on a step-by-step ABC process, so showing you what to do. And really week by week, we're going to go into more detail. Also, it's going to be interactive. So we can actually ask and talk questions, ask each other questions, talk about what we've seen. We'll even do some role play in the future. And it's going to be fun. I like fun. If it's not fun, then don't bother asking me to come. So I really like things that are, easy to do and fun to do. So let me just go through some of the titles of some of the things that are topics I'm going to be covering. So the first one is building a relationship community with Truly, because that's where we are now with Truly. When I talk about relationship community, I want to build it so that we help each other. We help each other. It doesn't matter which team or whose team you're in, because at the end of the day, if you help people, you're always going to get something back. I remember building teams with thousands of people, and I was working with other people in other legs, and we used to do three-way calls for each other. For those who don't understand what a three-way call is, it's where you actually get somebody to speak with you about the product or service that you provide, but as a separate entity to you, so they've got no vested interest in what happens with the conversation. So having done that and worked in a relationship manner, I found a lot of success, and it's really, really helped me. And it's given me lots and lots of connections worldwide. So one of the things is that's the first thing we're going to be talking about: relationships. empowering teachers to teach the teachers. So what we're doing is we're teaching our teachers, if you like, the leaders in the team, to then pass on the same skill sets. We're not going to have separate leadership calls because I don't believe in that. We're all leaders in the making, really. So at the end of the day, the only way you can prove to yourself you're a good leader is by showing us. And I also believe that after every meeting we have, there should be something that's actioned, because it's all in good learning everything and, you know, following the theory and everything else. But if there's no action, nothing actually happens. So I want people to see results. I want people to feel the difference. And in this current climate with people struggling to pay bills at the end of the month, I want people to at least have their survival money. And that includes, you know, perhaps going on 2 or 3 holidays a year. That's the sort of level of income, if I like, I'm trying to help people get to first. And then beyond that, the goals and the dreams that people talk about, you know, how can you think about, you know, owning a big house, 5-bedroom house, etc., when you can't even pay the bills at the end of the month? We've got to start somewhere. So I think we need to start at the bottom and work our way up. And each person's got their own goals, their own things they want to do. So one of the other topics I've got is to provide structured, actionable roadmap, and we're going to be using that. And then also I'm going to be doing talking about finding your purpose, okay? Because without a purpose, it's very difficult to get motivated, okay? I remember many, many years ago, I was actually, you know, trying to get things done. In fact, I don't talk many years ago, a couple of years ago, I had a open heart surgery. And for me to get up and do stuff was very, very difficult. So I had to have a reason, I had to have a purpose. And in my case, it's my daughter. I've only got one daughter, and my partner. I wanted them to be able to have more of me in their life. So I needed to do the things I needed to do to recover. And I was able to recover a bit quicker than maybe what the doctors were thinking I would. So that's because I had a purpose. Okay, building a foundation, start with the basics. That's what we're going to be doing. Identifying skill sets and what your skill sets are. Because again, we're going to share as well. Because there's many of you here who are leaders and of various types and have skills that maybe other people don't have. So I'd encourage you to actually speak up and share some of your success stories as we go through all this as well, because we all have something to give, and it doesn't matter what level you're at. We're gonna be able to share and collaborate with each other. So it's a blueprint for success that we're going to be following. It's the basics, and then on to more complex skill sets, and that will come over time. I've got to hand, if you like, some of the best teachers and trainers in the world, and I have access to that. So I will invite people to speak for us and with us and teach us who already do that for a living. So they'll be coming into our presentations on a Monday, or we may have to choose another day depending on their program. Okay, so empowering teachers to teach is what it's all about, and progressing to complex concepts of how to build, because it isn't complex, but as you become more of a leader and as you're dealing with more and more people, you need to know how the dynamics works between all the people, the mentors, the teachers, etc., and become a mentor yourself. It's all about really improving ourselves. If you saw me 30 years ago when I started in this business, I found it very, very difficult to speak. I remember in a situation with a famous company called Amway, who you may or may not have heard of. I built a big team, and I was quite happy talking to my team and the people in it. And then we had to go across stage to be recognized for an award. And gosh, I found that so difficult. And when I actually went across, and my wife was with me, we were at the actual microphone, and I opened my mouth and nothing came out, and that was so embarrassing. So she took over, and I walked off the stage with her having said nothing. So you know, it's not that I'm suddenly, you know, always been able to speak. The reason why I became a chef originally I went from management in hotel management to become a chef, because the chef actually sits in the kitchen, doesn't have to deal with the customers. However, as I grew in that line of business, that line of work, I improved my self-development over the years. I became a chef who came out to the customers and improved my businesses no end. So again, it's something that we all work towards, becoming a better version of ourselves, I suppose. That's what it's all about. So you're not competing with each other. What you're competing with is your ability to get better at doing the things you do, and knowing you're competing with yourself and what your future wants for you. So we're going to be doing advanced skill sets as well towards the end as we go through this. There is no set time to finish. So it's not like we've got 10 weeks, 12 weeks. We'll be repeating aspects of this. It's an ongoing thing. And obviously, as the organization grows, the more people come in, there'll be others who are learning to do what I do, who'll be taking over what I do as we get bigger. And then we'll have pockets of people doing various trainings on various days. I know how to grow this sort of training, if you like, and how to grow the blueprint. So I will do that as we go. So it's again finding skill sets within the group, using those skill sets for people who actually want to volunteer to help, because it's all voluntary. We don't get paid to do this. We're just trying to help people do better at what we're already doing. So we'll be doing things like follow-ups, and we'll be creating groups where we have like chats and also different groups against different groups doing different things, encouraging each other, promoting the learning and everything else. So it's going to be quite a lot of fun. So that's me for now. Next week will be a lot more in terms of our first subjects and everything else. So what I'd like to do now is actually introduce you to the next speaker. And I'm very fortunate to have met Rebecca, online and talked to her a lot. And we've had some fantastic discussions. And she's very, very good at troubleshooting. All the troubleshooting she's done for me is amazing, really. And I'm very happy to have worked with her. So today we're excited to introduce Rebecca. And she's the Field Development Director for Truly Corporate. So Rebecca brings a wealth of experience in building and leading successful teams in network marketing and direct sales. She's a proven track record, both international and local businesses she's built, and having built them thriving teams as well herself, she's got a wealth of experience. So she's here to help us strengthen, expand our businesses across the UK, Ireland, and the rest of the islands, and currently Guernsey, and soon into Spain and beyond and into Europe. So with Rebecca's guidance, we're positioning ourselves to develop and grow like never before. So please join me in welcoming Rebecca Francis. So over to you, Rebecca. I'll come off the stop share.
Thank you very much, Derek. I really, really appreciate your kind words. And thank you again for inviting me along today to do a talk about hydration. And I'm passionate about this subject. I really am. So I'm very excited to be doing this evening. Firstly, I want to say is that my background is in holistic therapies. And as part of my practices over the last 20 odd years, lifestyle medicine has been a real passion of mine. And when I started looking at hydration, it was almost a light bulb moment. You know, when you find something and you think, why did I never think of that before? Why has nobody ever spoken to me about hydration? It makes so much sense that I started doing more and more work on it and just thinking this is a complete no-brainer. And the more research I do, the more I look online, there's so much about the need for people to hydrate properly and how people don't have that knowledge and what people are doing, and the illnesses and things that are happening to people because of dehydration, that this is such a product of its time. It's incredible. And what's more exciting is that we're all here. We're all here tonight, and we're all here to share this journey and really be founders in this journey in the UK and Ireland. So to give you a little bit of background as to what lifestyle medicine is about, there are 6 pillars of lifestyle medicine. The first one is about healthy eating and nutrition. That is the foundation of all good health and well-being. And we talk about what we're eating. There's lots and lots of noise about that. that what information is there about proper hydration, and proper hydration, intercellular hydration, hydrates your cells and gives your cells the nutrients that they need in order to be healthy and thriving and vibrant. So the Truly collection is really important to the very, very fundamentals and baseline of our health and well-being. The next pillar of lifestyle medicine is physical activity. And we know that we need to be more active, but also we have an amazing product to help us to hydrate while we're being active, because when we're active, we're more prone to injuries, but also we need to hydrate. Restorative sleep. I used to do lots of talks about the benefits and the importance of a good night's sleep. We all know how we function so much less the next day when we've had a bad night. And when you're looking at the Truly collection, there's really solid evidence as to how the hydration drink can really help you have a good sleep. And one of the things is the added magnesium, which if you know about magnesium, then you'll know it's something that can help you to sleep. The next pillar is stress management, and that is key to our health and well-being. So many people are stressed and don't realize that dehydration can have real solid benefits to helping you. The other one is avoiding risky substances such as alcohol, nicotine, caffeine. These are things that deplete our body of water and hydration. And people who say, yeah, well, I had 6 cups of coffee today, it's still water, I'm still hydrated. It's not at all. It really isn't. And this is an education piece that we need to be working through. The other thing is positive social connection. And I love the Truly family because we're all coming together to have this positive social interaction, support, help, and this sense of community. And I'm passionate about building our own Truly community where you feel it's a safe space to come to learn. You've got amazing mentors in Derek and Coleman and myself from the corporate team, and you are just in the right place to soak up all this energy. Now, for me as a Truly partner, which we are all Truly partners on this call, we have 3 simple steps that we need to be mindful of each and every day. The first one is being an advocate ourselves, isn't it? Is living the product, is being on subscription, having the product yourself, having your own story, because that's so important. And the people that are so passionate about this are the people that have the strongest stories. So we need to be getting and making sure that we can be that advocate at whatever level. The second thing for me is very much about empowering others to take a positive approach to their health and their wealth, because you not only have an opportunity to offer an amazing product for everybody's health and well-being, you also have an amazing company, an amazing compensation plan and team in which you can be offering that as well. And I absolutely love the first part of my plan is to make sure that everyone gets their products for free because they're earning the money that pays for their own subscription. And that is just joy to my ears. It really is. And the last thing is to educate our customers on why these products are so good. So this presentation now is going to take you through all of the reasons why this product is amazing. I'm going to share with you my slides, I hope. I've been practicing this and let's hope it goes right. Yay! Can you see that? Yes.
Yes,
Marvelous.
perfect. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to be overwhelmed by this presentation, and I don't want you to ever think that you have to learn all of this, because this is a slide deck that we can teach you how to use. But more importantly, do you know what? When I've been in business myself, in my own direct sales businesses, the people that were so successful were the people that probably knew the least about the product. They were just excited about it, and they would go and tell everyone about it, and they would be excited about it. And it's your passion and enthusiasm that will get you through, rather than all the knowledge that you have. But this is going to give you some really good, solid background knowledge that you can come back to. This has been recorded. You can come back to this anytime you like. So I very much want to position the 3 products that we have, and we're going to be talking about how we rethink our drink. So Natural Glow, award winners. Oh my goodness. How long have we been launched? Very, very short amount of time, and we're award winners for the best natural supplement. I think sometimes people get a little bit confused as to, well, what do I say? It's, you know, it's posh water, it's a drink with additives. What is it? It's a beauty supplement. That's your Natural Glow. That is perfectly positioned. And Natural Glow has the same ingredients as the other products, except it has more and a different type of glycine. Now, glycine is the substance in your body that helps you to make more collagen, and that's why it's a beauty supplement. So the company that we beat, Jenny Faulkner, I don't know if you saw on the awards, Jenny Faulkner is actually the ambassador for that company that we beat, and she had to present the award to us because we'd beaten them. Now there's so many people that are excited about collagen supplements, the beauty industry. Loads of people are taking, you know, sachets and all sorts of stuff. Ours is just a bit different. It's in a can, that's all, and you can drink it. And if you have 2 cans of that a day, that is your beauty supplement. I know it's costing me a fortune because I do like to have my nails done, and they keep growing so quickly. It's costing me more money, but that's fine. I'm quite happy with that. So that's our Natural Glow. Then we have True Sports Hydration. So as I was talking about physical activity, True Sport is a still drink. The other 2 are sparkling, but True Sport is the still. And the reason it's still is because it's a sports hydration drink. So you don't really want fizzy drinks. And again, it's got 2 flavors. They've all got the same flavors, unsweetened and lemon and lemongrass. So this is aimed at the sports industry, because people who do fitness, who do sports, professional athletes, this comes under the cologne list. Now, if you know any professional athletes, they will know what the cologne list is. And basically, it's substances you can have that can help you, but they don't come under the doping laws. So that will give you energy, but it's not a pharmaceutical medicine that's going to contravene any laws or anything. So that's a really important point. And then in the middle, we have our lovely True Hydration. And I think too much gets given to the other 2, because True Hydration is fabulous as well. And True Hydration has got glycine in it. But not as much as Natural Glow. And I think there are so many people out there that would really benefit from having True Hydration. You think of anyone going into hospital, anyone going on a plane, you know, we dehydrate when we go in those different areas. Everybody goes into hospital. What do they ask you to do? Hydrate before you go in. So important. There are so many places you can take True Hydration. I'm just not even going to go into them all now, but you can start thinking about that. So is your water enough? Absolutely not. You know, we were talking about nutrition. The water that we are experiencing in the UK and Ireland is nowhere near as nutrient rich as it was in ancient times. It's not giving us those nutrition. It's something that actually can be totally the reverse, because our tap water in particular contains contaminants pollutants. And I'm also going to add in there hormones. There are so many female hormones in our water supplies, estrogens, xenoestrogens that impact our bodies. You've then got added chlorine that kills bacteria and microorganisms. You also have microplastics in our water supply. We know this. We've got limescale, we've got lead, we've got all of these things. So when people say to you, oh yeah, but I've got little sachets I put in my water, you've got to ask them, really? Do you really want to put that in that water? And when we come to bottled water, we're talking again about single-use plastic. We're talking about micro plastics that are going into the food chain. Do we really want that as well? So true hydration, our drinks are free from contaminants, and the water is so pure, it's pure enough to use in IV fluid. And what we're doing is we're taking everything out of the water and then putting in all of the essential electrolytes and minerals that our bodies need. Now, sometimes people say to me, oh, why is there no salt or sugar? The reason we have no salt or sugar, salt in particular, is because our diets are so rich in salt these days that we know just through the food that we're eating, we've got enough salt in our bodies. We don't need to put any more in. And we also know that sugar, we really don't want to be putting sugar in our bodies. There's so many amazing podcasts out at the moment about sugar, how it's more addictive than heroin, how it's put into so many different products that we're not even aware of, and how so many of us are sugar addicts without even realizing. We don't want to add to that. We want a drink. How amazing to be able to go to the fridge and have a drink that you know has not got any calories, not got any sugar. Now, caffeine, of course, we don't want caffeine in it. You look at a lot of energy drinks, a lot of drinks that you get off the shelf, you know, Coke and all of these things, they're full of caffeine, and caffeine dehydrates you. It doesn't hydrate you. So we don't want to have any of that. So then we come and we look at all of the different comparisons in the marketplace for the different kinds of drinks that there are. And I'm not going to spend too long on this because this is something that we can come back to. I think the key thing about this is that when people say, oh yeah, but I drink, you know, I drink sports drinks. I know that a Lucozade Sport has 23 teaspoons of sugar in it. Right, 23 teaspoons, and that is marketed as a drink that you're going to want to hydrate you and give you energy when you're doing sport. That is outrageous. Ours has got no sugar, and our actual recommended limit per day that we can metabolize is about 6 teaspoons of sugar. So again, you can see that many of these drinks have got sugar in them, and that's not good for us. The other thing I want to say about the Truly collection drinks is that they have the right osmolality. Now, that's a bit of a word to try and get your teeth around, okay? And basically what it means is the solution that's in these cans is very, very similar to the solution that's in our cells, which means that it has the ability to go through the cell wall and into the cell and work at intercellular level. And that's really, really important. So when you hear intercellular, you know that is a really, really good thing to have. We've got all of the things that we talk about: potassium, magnesium, chloride, calcium, taurine, glycine, and L-serine as well. These are all important ingredients for our health and well-being. So we're now going to look at some of the benefits, the top 10 benefits of our hydration. Digestive harmony. I think anyone suffering with any problems with their gut should really look at their hydration. We know that there is so much more research done about the gut and about the gut brain. You may have heard of that, and about the fact that the vagus nerve connects the brain to our gut brain. And this is really the powerhouse of our bodies. We know that good gut health is so important for our mental health in particular. And mental health is impacted because in our guts, 95% of our serotonin is actually manufactured in there. And that's our happy hormone. So we need to make sure that our digestive system is good. And also 75% of our immune system cells are made in our gut. So digestive harmony is so important. Weight management. So often I have a background in working in the slimming industry, and this is so true. Honestly, I was a district manager for Slimming World for many years for my sins. And one of the things that we would talk about is drinking, because often we feel full, or we feel not full, sorry, and we think we're hungry. But actually, drinking and being dehydrated is a bigger source of what we feel in our bodies as a hunger signal than needing food. We know you can only go about 3 days without water, but you can go about 3 months without food. So every time you feel, if you're trying to lose weight, every time you feel, I feel hungry, have a drink. Have some true hydration, because it will really help to satiate your body. Now, I've known one person, it's her testimony, she's lost 3 stone already by going on to the true hydration drinks because she's not as hungry. Improved brain performance. Even mild hydration, little as 2% fluid loss, can affect your memory, your mood, your concentration, and your reaction time. Now, I was talking to a friend the other day, and she was a little bit muzzy-headed, and I said to her, "Are you okay? Have you got a UTI going on or something?" And she went, "Why would you?" She said, "That's strange." She said, "Because I have." And I said, "I know, because when you get that, it impairs your brain performance. And that's just mild dehydration." We know that dehydration can slow us down. It slows down our circulation, our oxygen to the brain, our lack of fluids, which cause our heart to have to work harder to pump more oxygen. And we feel it tired, sluggish, less focused. Often that is because we are dehydrated. So we know this is a great place to start when we get any of these kind of symptoms, without reaching for a coffee or anything like those sugar, because then that sets you up on a cycle. Actually, what we want is hydration. Decrease joint pain. Now, I was doing some research on this the other week, and the body is such a clever thing. When the body is dehydrated, the body is designed to look after its organs and the brain. It will look after those to the detriment of anything else, because that's what's going to keep your body going. So when we're dehydrated and there isn't enough fluid in the body switches to taking the fluid out of your joints, and it takes it away from the joints and the cartilage, and it's called synovial fluid. And what happens is that decreases, and you get more joint pain because you don't have the lubrication, because the body's taken it away from there. And if you then start to rehydrate, so people with joint pain need to hydrate again. Great message, because it will really start to impact the joints. Temperature regulation. Again, when you're dehydrated, your body stores more heat. Often, if you've got hot temperatures, we want to get hydrating fluid into you. And also, when you're hot, you perspire or you sweat, and then you get more overheated. And what you want to do is cool the body and really help to manage that temperature regulation. The best way to do that is, if you're hot, is to have a hot drink, not a cold drink. And if you're cold, to have a cold drink, because what that does is it tells your hypothalamus, if you're hot, you put something hot in, it tells the hypothalamus, which is where your body registers heat. It tells it that it's just got hotter, so it works harder to make you cooler. So it actually cools you down. So that's why you see people in hot countries drink hot tea and things like that, because actually not only is it refreshing, but it is hydrating. We then have kidney stones. I think I talked a little bit earlier about UTIs. You know, this is where you get urinary tract infections and you can build up kidney stones. If you've ever had a kidney infection, oh my word, it is so painful. And you really want to avoid that. We hear of many people going into hospital, especially the elderly, going into hospital with UTIs, which can be very distressing, and with kidney stones. Making sure that we've got sufficient water in our bodies really does help our body's natural detoxification. We need to flush out any poisons, flush out any toxins, any harmful substances through urination, breathing, perspiration, and bowel movements. I know that many people will say that they are now having more bowel movements because they are hydrated, whereas before they weren't. So if constipation, again, we come back to gut health, bowel health, all of that. Hydration is really, really key if you've got someone with constipation. A healthier heart, really important. We know that you're then getting the large amount of H2O, water, in your glass. There isn't enough of the vital minerals, electrolytes that we need, potassium, magnesium, to help the heart to function properly. And also headaches. So quickly, anybody who has a headache, if you get migraine, anything like that, really start looking at your hydration. Drink, you know, one of our truly hydration drinks, really important, because it can get rid of those headaches straight away. Now, for me, this is all about proactive health. So rather than waiting until we get something and then going, oh my word, because this seems to be the way we've been conditioned, being on a regular protocol of your 1 or 2 drinks a day really is going to help to stave off all of these things. And sometimes when you're feeling really well, the idea is you think, oh, I don't need that anymore because that's fine. I feel great now. But actually, when people really notice sometimes the power of these drinks is when they stop taking them, and then things start to not be as well. So this is part of your daily protocol. And that's why we talk about subscriptions so much, because it's not a case of you're going to have 12 cans and it's going to change your life. This is something that we're going to have every day as part of our health and well-being protocol, as if you were taking your vitamins, minerals, whatever it is. This is part of your everyday.
What if our understanding of
So I'm
water
just
and
going to play a
hydration
video.
is flawed?
Can you hear
Water
this?
is the essence of life, making up 60% of our entire body. We drink it daily and believe we're effectively hydrating ourselves. And yet most of us remain dehydrated. So what's going on? The challenge is that our water has lost most of its ancient benefits. Long ago, water was a pure and potent source of hydration, naturally infused with the vital minerals from the air. Now, modern contamination and chemical treatment has significantly reduced its natural potency and balance. The truth is that neither water nor existing hydration drinks are adapted to fully meet our modern hydration needs. Effective intracellular hydration requires 3 things. Firstly, ultra-pure water, because it absorbs everything. We remove any impurities that can affect us and add only what's needed, the right mix of minerals. We then add essential electrolytes to support proper cell function in a way to get them both into your cells. Water, electrolytes, and amino acids get blended to the proper osmolality, or concentration, to ensure everything gets effectively absorbed by your cells. The reason most of us are dehydrated is because we don't drink enough, and most solutions don't meet all 3 requirements. For example, because water alone lacks the essential minerals. It will quickly dilute your cells' electrolytes and pass through your system with minimal benefit. On the flip side, Many hydration drinks contain high amounts of salt and sugar. Those high in sugar, while providing a quick energy boost, have to be digested and take longer to hydrate you. Drinks heavy in salt also present another issue. Not only can they prevent water absorption into your cells, but they can also draw water out of them. The result, hydration occurs around your cells, but not within them. When your body doesn't get hydrated at a cellular level, you continue the cycle of dehydration. And dehydration isn't just uncomfortable. It can seriously disrupt your day and overall health, from poor sleep and high blood pressure to muscle cramps, premature aging, and digestive issues. The impacts can be significant. The good news is there is a way to unlock deep, effective hydration for your cells. It's called true hydration. True hydration is like the Goldilocks of hydration solutions. Not too much, not too little, just right. It channels all the benefits of ancient water, allowing it to get absorbed quickly into the body without using sugar or salt, while delivering the right balance of minerals to your cells for deeper, longer-lasting hydration. So how does it work? True hydration uses ultra-pure water, as used in IV drips, infused with a unique blend of minerals and transport agents. This ideal mix creates deep hydration within your cells, helping it not to only reach the core, but to stay there for extended hydration. True hydration gives your body everything it needs for intracellular hydration, so you can break the cycle of dehydration and perform at your best. Rethink how proper hydration can make a daily difference with true hydration. Ask your hydration specialist about how to make the switch today.
So what a great video that is.
What if our understanding of water and hydration is
So
fluid?
great, you're going to get it again.
If you just scroll down to the bottom there, Rebecca, it should show you just a little slide where you can move
Water is
across.
the
How long do I see
essence
there?
of life.
If you scroll down to the very bottom of the
Yeah.
screen, sorry guys. No.
What am I doing?
See where you see the little green line there. If you bring it towards the very end there. Yeah.
Making up 60% of our
Right. Technology is great.
entire body. We drink it daily,
If you scroll down to the very bottom, you'll just see the little
hydrating
bar.
ourselves. And yet most of us remain dehydrated. So what's going on?
See at the very bottom there.
Yeah.
Just click there at the very end of that guy. Yeah. See the other slide coming up beside it there. Just click there. Yeah. There you go.
Oh no, that's the last one.
Oh,
Sorry, back.
that took us too far back. Yeah.
Right. Sorry about this, guys. See, you don't have to be a master at this to do it.
I think that's you there now. Yeah.
I think that's the one, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So that is a brilliant video, isn't it? It really explains it. And that's a video that you can send to people. You know, you don't have to be able to explain it. I'm giving you some context and a bit more information, but that's a lovely thing that you can just send out to people if you wanted to. I think there's another one before Coleman. Can I just try it? Oh,
What if
no.
our understanding of water hydration is flawed?
Done it wrong. Sorry.
Yeah. There you go again.
No, here I go again. See, you've seen it all now. Tell me when to stop. That's the one I wanted. So we will go back to that. Okay. So I think it's really important that you use the tools that you have rather than struggling with trying to explain things, and that you bring people along to these kinds of talks. So, well, better ones when I can do the technology a bit better, when I've learned to do it, then we're doing the heavy lifting for you. So I think one of the key things is that we do have this graph, and often this graph is like, what on earth does that mean? Basically, what it means is the orange is the true hydration and the blue is the water. So what happens when we drink one of our drinks is it goes in at the same rate as water. But then quickly what happens is it starts to increase hydration because the actual fluid is starting to go into the cells, and that's key. So the hydration level goes up and up and up because it's going into the cells and doing what it's supposed to. Whereas the water goes in and it starts to tail off because actually it's just going through your system and coming out. And that's really important. So the rapid hydration index as well, what you can see is the baseline, the water goes in, the water goes out, the hydration goes in, the hydration goes up and up and up because it is going into your cells, which takes a little bit of time, and then it is filling up your cells, and your cells are using all of the nutrients as they should be. So this is all backed by science. We have a new resource on our website, which is on the facts. So we've done a research program in the University of California in San Diego, and there is a report there of the findings of having used the drink and the before and after. So that's something that you can look at as well, and gives you more understanding, but also scientific background. And we know that having good hydration is going to boost your endurance, and that's why True Sport, boosting endurance, boosting recovery, really, really important to True Sport in that arena, but also our own endurance, our everyday endurance and strength. You know, who doesn't want to have more endurance and more strength? And especially as we age, we are an aging population. And unfortunately, we are now in a situation where we haven't, not unfortunately, but we have a life expectancy of up to 100. Well, 50, 100 years ago, you had a life expectancy of up to about 70. So that's another 30 years of life that we want to be in the best shape possible, to have the best endurance, the best strength. And we need to start now. The sooner we start, the better, because it will really help us in our old age. We've got some wonderful customer testimonials here. And if you could do me a favor, if you could go to our website, and at the bottom of each particular brand, there is a reviews page, a reviews bit. If you can put a review on there of your positive experiences, it really does help us as well to populate that on the website. There's, I think, couple of people who are here actually who've given their testimonies. The first one is talking about 3 nights and they only went to the toilet once, and the 3rd night they didn't go to the toilet at all. How many of us, sound awful, don't I? I'm aging, get up at night to go to the loo? And I'm terrible, because what I do is I don't drink enough all day, and I sit down in the evening to watch the telly, and I think, I haven't had a drink all day, I'll have some drink. And then what I do is I go to the loo. But now what I do is I drink a Natural Glow or True Hydration, and I don't get up, because the hydration is going into my body, into my cells, and not straight through and out. And that is massive. People who have limited sleep because they're getting up every night to go to the toilet, interrupted sleep, it impacts so much of their day, so much of their lives. And if you could give that gift to someone and say, hey, I think I've got something that might help you to have a good night's sleep, why don't you try this? What a gift. People pay thousands of pounds to get good night's sleep. You know, this is what, £1.75 a can. It's a steal, it really is. Marianne B has noticed nails cracked, split, chipped, not peeling, huge improvement. I've already mentioned my talons, haven't I, that they're growing like mad. And again, feeling more energized, don't get as many headaches or leg cramps. I started sleeping more soundly, not having to get up at night to use the bathroom. There's another one, you see. So that is massive. I'm going to do a whole class on sleep and what sleep deprivation's like, and how you can not do that with this. Now, Derek has the most amazing testimonial, and I'm going to not read this out because Derek tells this way better than I do, and it's such an amazing story that I do want you to have a look at that, and that is on our website as well. And I'm urging Derek to record this as well, I have asked, and anybody else who's got a great testimonial, please record it and just send it to me, and then I can share with others. And exactly as Derek said, we are a community. We want to grow together. And if Derek's testimonial or my testimonial or somebody else's testimonial helps somebody else, why would we not share that? So do that. Send them to Derek, send them to your team leader, send them to me, and we can build a library that you can go to us and say, oh, I've got someone who's really struggling with sleep. Have you got a testimonial on that? And you can send that clip to them, and you don't have to do anything or say anything. Third-party testimonials are a massive way to build your business, as are referrals. So we now come on to our Manoj story, and I know we have an incredible event coming up on the 24th of November where you can come and meet our founder, Manoj. Without further ado, I know a lot of people know about him, but one of the things to know is that all of the profits, Manoj actually donates 99% of his wealth to his Billions in Change program. So although we make money as partners and we want to reward you for the effort and what you're doing in the field, the company itself puts all of its profits into the Billions in Change. You are part of this. You are a really important part of this. So I'm just going to play another video.
How do you bring lights to billions of people, prevent millions of tons of air pollution, and ensure clean water for everyone? Watch. My name is Manoj Bhargav, and most people know me as the founder of 5 Hour Energy. If you have wealth, it's a duty to help those who are less privileged. What is it that we can do that can make an enormous difference? The answer is invent stuff. A third of the world has no electricity. How can we get electricity to their home? Let's go for simple. This is what we're calling the power pack. For a household, you have this as your entire electricity source. Never get an electric bill again. It can run a fan, a TV, computer, mobile phone, and lights for up to several hours. You can charge this from the bicycle, you can charge it from solar, and if you want more electricity than that, there's a solar briefcase. It's easy to carry and really easy to use. The solar briefcase will charge the power pack in just a few hours. I visited some villages and we found out that for them, one light bulb, their whole evening is productive. They're working. The kids study. You can use it for small TVs, fans, tablets, computers. You have one of these, you never get an electric bill. This is how you're supposed to use solar. It's so cool. Regarding the water projects that we're doing, we made this thing that turns brackish water into fresh water. It'll change the lives of millions of people. So we think the future for the next several years is this. In agriculture, we discovered that you can make fertilizer in 18 days with no money. It doubles produce and uses half the water. If you follow the instructions, you can make it yourself. We're actually going to put it on the internet and it's free. We went from 50 to 40,000 farms. In 5 years, I expect it to be in several million farms. We're affecting water shortages and you're getting healthier food. And the farmers up the money they're making by 10 times. With one simple change. When you make a change at the very base, everything works. But getting the fertilizer out there, getting the electricity out there, getting water out there, that's all that matters. It's time to stop talking about awareness and inspiration. It's time to do something. Let's do something really great.
I don't know how many times I've seen that, and I just love that video. I really do. And sometimes people say to me, well, where does hydration come from? So we're talking about big water projects. We're talking about, agriculture and all of that. How does this come out of that? Well, I think it's a very clear path because we know that water is a depleting resource that we have on this planet. We know that we are going to have to find different ways to use water more effectively. over the coming generations. And the true hydration drinks give the same hydration in one can as you would in a litre of water. So that is pretty cool, because actually we're using less water to hydrate with where you would be having more water. And the other thing is that all of the programs that he has are to benefit humanity. And this is no different. You know, he's already done 5 Hour Energy. He's already in the drink space, but also he's then able to take all of the amazing stuff that he's doing with the water program and look at a huge, huge problem in the world. I've read reports where 75% of Americans are dehydrated. I read another report today, a Britvic report actually, that said 62% of people in the UK are dehydrated. And this is setting up massive health problems with the NHS for all of our resources that we're going to need to find solutions. And do you know what? We have a solution. We have this solution, which is so empowering. This is something that people want and people need. And we need to get this out to people. And through education and through the amazing work that you're doing, you have different choices as to how you might want to do this. You might want to be an affiliate. You might be whizzy at internet and all the social media and want to be an influencer, or you might be a networker. And whatever approach you want to take, we are here 100% behind you to really help you to make the most of the rewarding income plan that we have. And whether you simply want to share with your family and friends because you care about your family and friends and you just want them to have the very best, or you want to build a bigger team, I know you are in totally the right place. You've got an amazing team behind you and an amazing company. So what's next? I'm going to hand you back to Derek.
Thank you, Rebecca. That was fantastic. Every time I listen to that, I think, wow, you know, I initially got involved in this because of the Manoj thing, and I didn't really think about the water at all. And the effect it's had on me is such an enormous thing. I just didn't know the impact it would have, particularly with the low blood pressure. I've only had low blood pressure for the last 5 weeks, and it's just weird. It's just weird. I keep looking at my blood monitors and everything else to make sure it stays low, but it's just always low. Anyway, that's obviously one of the things, and there's many others. But no, thank you very much for that. The information on the water and everything's fantastic. Guys, think about this, right? This is something that you need for life, not just for today or tomorrow, for life. So when you bring your customers, they need to understand that, and we'll show you how to do that as well. They need to understand this is not just something that they're going to drink for a day and that's it and forget it. It's not a Coca-Cola or Fanta when they're thirsty. It's literally something that they're going to introduce into their lifestyle, and you've got lifelong customers. Now, this is be it customers or partners. If you're a partner, the other thing I was also thinking, why wouldn't the customer want to become a partner? If you build this business correctly, we can show you how to do that as well, because there's a benefit. The benefit is the extra income that comes in. So thank you, Coleman, for the slides. They're really, really good, and we've managed to use them well. And Coleman and I will be doing more presentations. Rebecca will be coming and popping into some of our presentations as well with different things. So we're hoping to sort of help you all really move on. I don't want to really go beyond an hour, but what we can do now quickly, if there are any questions anyone wants to ask Rebecca or any of us, go ahead and put your hands up or unmute yourselves and ask the question. Anyone at all?
And don't be shy.
Sorry,
Paul?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to Rebecca for reading that first testimonial out. That was mine.
I know.
And I've been, I like Derek, I've been a networker for over 40 years, and you kind of end up going to bed at 2, 3 in the morning. That's our habit. But when you try and go to bed early, get a better habit, and then you have to get up 2 or 3 times in the night to go to the bathroom, it's difficult to get back to sleep. And I'm looking at the clock and it's 10 to 4 and it's 10 past 5 and it's 6:15. I'm thinking, go to sleep. And you just can't, you know. So, and then the doctor tells me, because of my age, I'm 52 plus tax, lots of it. So I'm 66 in March. So the doctor says, you know, oh, it's your age and you've got an enlarged prostate and this is drink more water and that sort of stuff and have these tablets. Now, the tablets have kind of halved me going to the bathroom 20 times a day, but I've been on them a year and a half and it's only halved it. That's all it's done. But with these drinks, I had no concept at all about hydration. I didn't think it would affect me that quickly. I thought it would take at least a month before I saw any effects. And it was only another friend of mine. She said, well, what about the bathroom? And I said, well, I've only been once in 3 days. And then at the end of that 7 days, I thought it was a fluke. Day 4, not at all. Day 5, day 6, day 7, not at all. That hasn't happened for 3 years. So that I can't, no one can say, oh, it's just because it's Paul and he's excitable. You know, and no, it's not, I am excitable, but the product actually works. So we haven't got a business in a box, we've got a business in a can. That's what this is. It really is, you know, and I can't wait for my order to come tomorrow because I was only drinking 1 a day because obviously on my free case, but I can't wait to drink 2 cans a day. Can't wait, really can't wait. Because I want to get off my next goal is to get off my tablets because I got other stuff as well I want to get off by Christmas or the New Year. And then the third goal is to live from it, which would be quite nice. So there's plenty to go for, you know, but what a simple thing. I don't know anybody that's allergic to water. So, you know, good market. So I'm thrilled with it.
Good.
No, that's brilliant, 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 Paul. I mean, I think it's amazing, really, the testimonials that are coming through. And also, just a note, Kelman, we need to put together a few slides with the testimonials so people can use them to actually promote the business to their friends, etc. So that'll be a really useful thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And if anybody, Rebecca, if you need any help with editing or animations for the videos for testimonials, I can do that as well.
Brilliant,
Yeah,
thank
that'd
you.
be good.
And could you just spread the word also for everyone to join the Telegram group? Because that's where we hold our resources at the moment. And if you join Telegram and join this group, then you'll be able to see all of the videos, all of the articles, everything in there that you can just copy and paste and send to people if you want to. So do go on to that. And we're also putting more and more resources all the time in the resource part of the partner site. So just because you might have looked in there last week, you'll probably find this week there's a whole load of new stuff in there. So do keep regularly checking because they're all things that you can use.
Yeah, no, that's right. And if somebody Carmen, if you want to put that in the chat, that'd be brilliant. Elaine, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, just a question for Rebecca, really, about what to say to someone who's got one of these supposedly super duper hydrogen water bottles. What would you say to them, Rebecca? Because presumably it's not, it might be putting hydrogen in, but I don't think it's taking all the badness out of
I think, again, it's like with anyone, I see our job as a messenger, and it's about letting people know that you've got something that is, you know, amazing, it's proven, it's got all these benefits. But if someone's bought into a hydrogen bottle and they feel amazing and they love their hydrogen bottle, I'd move on. They're going to be someone that you're going to be having to try and talk into it, if you like. There's loads of people out there that aren't going to be in that situation. However, what I tend to find or have found in the past is some people like that. I always have I work on my yes, no, maybes, and I would put someone like that in my no, not never, but no, just not now, because I want to go and get people and attract people that are going to be more interested at this moment in time. There's no point trying to go out there and be an evangelist and try to convert people. You want to talk to people who are receptive, talk to people who want to find out, talk to people who want to try. If you get resistance, my advice has always been move on. There are no thanks for letting me know, that's great. Would it be okay if I gave you the occasional update as to how I'm doing and some of the testimonials? Yes. Okay, most people will say yes to that. So they go in every month you might send them something just to give them an update, but I wouldn't do anything more with them. The number of people that started off in my no's, I'm not interested, never, ever, ever, and who actually became part of my business is quite high, because I didn't push them. I didn't try and convert or anything like that. Just drip feed, just let them know, and that will work. But my advice is move on, find other people.
Yeah,
Thank you.
and I concur with that as well, Lane, because there's no point trying to convince people. It only becomes antagonistic. Always put those sort of people on the maybe or no's, and then again go back to them, which is a lot easier. And then the other thing also you could do maybe is send that little video that explains how our water is made. That's quite a useful one. Then you're not actually getting involved, and let them make the decision. At the end of the day, you want people to make a decision for themselves and their own health. And it really is about that. It's not about us trying to convince people that they have to do what we do. And with anyone, that's the case, by the way. You will find people say, oh, yeah, what about the lining? We had somebody like that before, what about the lining in the can? Again, it's a special lining, but, Rebecca could probably mention that. But the point there is that, there are people always going to come up with arguments against. And your job is not to try and convince them that they're right or wrong. You're the messenger. And then it's up to them, and you'll find it a lot easier, right? I don't look for no's, I just look for yeses, and the no's are actually not now. That's all. I put them on the not now list, and then go back to them. Otherwise, you're stressed, and one thing you don't want to ever do is be stressed. And that's what I'm going to teach when we talk about talking to people in an unstressful way. You come away with friends who are not now, and they, funnily enough, become more trusting, and it is about trust and trusting towards you. Because you haven't tried to convince them against their will. You've actually just said, okay, fair enough, that's great. Have a look at this video. If you change your mind, come back to me. And a lot of times with other companies as well, they don't always last. And so this is a company that's here to stay. You can tell by the dynamics, the way it's building, the fact that it's got a very, very good cause behind it, and that's massive. And that's going for years and years and years, so, we're really lucky where we are. We're truly blessed. Okay, we're truly blessed. And I didn't realize to what extent until the water started affecting me in the way it is. I mean, I keep telling people, I told my wife the other day, I'm cutting my nails weekly now. I was doing every 3 weeks. It's just weird. So next thing I said, I wonder if my ball patches are going to start coming up now. But yeah, no, that we are lucky. We are very lucky. So any other questions, anybody?
Derek?
Yeah, Robert.
Yeah, I think there's few people I just realized some still, I'll speak to Rebecca and Steve, who are still linked to the US for some reason. US, they're getting the Shopify account. So I need to find out, perhaps Rebecca can guide me how to get them back to the UK system. So I will have a call for some of my team who are having issues, the login, because I had the problem myself, but it's been resolved. I think, Rebecca, I told you about it, and we resolved it. So it looks like there's maybe a few. I'll check who has got the problem, and we'll try and resolve it so that they don't have any issues when they place the orders. Yeah,
just let me know, Robert, that's fine. Just so you guys know, in terms of the systems, what we found is that some people have multiple accounts, and what has happened is they've got, say, 2 or 3 Exigo accounts, which is the front part of the website, but they've also got 2, 3, 4 Shopify accounts. And what's happening is sometimes people, so some of the accounts have got some downline on, some have got orders on, because they're actually running with different accounts. And I think some people have done that because they wanted to get more free trays, so they set up more accounts. But of course, it's come to bite them on the backside because now they can't remember what account they logged in with, what email address, and then they message me and say, "Oh, it doesn't work," and I'm like, no, because that's not the email address for that particular account. So, but if you're finding these things, please flag them up to me. Please get in touch, because I can sort that quite quickly for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're
And
welcome.
it's a great call, by the way. I love the testimonials. You know, as you said, if it's virtually, you know, you're seeing the results yourself, and you know it's authentic. Like Derek, I mean, I know Derek for some time. I've seen his progress. He is amazing, his testimonial, because, you know, it's much better to use natural products that heal you than to be on this medication that majority of people are on with so many side effects. So I was speaking to some people today, and I think one of the issues that we all face is people, I don't know about Ireland, but I know in the UK, they're so used to taking medication because it's free. And it's a mindset thing. It's a question of educating people to move away from medication. And, just because it's free doesn't mean it's got so many harmful, it will affect your health. So it's a lot of, we need to teach people about mindsets, you know, in terms of moving to healthy ways of healing themselves.
Yeah, and it's also proactive healthcare, isn't it? We need to take responsibility for our own healthcare. And the younger we can do that, and the more we can do that, the less reliance we're going to have on the pharmaceutical industry. So the pharmaceutical industry is there to make money. And we have never had so much pharmaceutical medicine certainly in this country, and yet our population is probably the sickest it's ever been.
Yeah.
So the correlation, we need to educate people into that as well, that, you know, how many different forms of paracetamol can you market? You know, there's thousands of them. It's a marketing exercise. It's to make money. We've conditioned people to go, I've got a problem. I need to go to the doctor and I need a tablet. Well, no, you don't. You can try this first. My background is essential oils. So I take essential oils for everything. I don't use conventional medicine. Very, very rarely do I ever use any conventional medicine, because it is my first port of call, a natural solution. The planet gave us these wonderful substances and minerals and everything that we need for a vibrant life, and yet we've moved so far away from it. So
yeah,
this is part of coming back to, you know, the essence of life. Good water.
And I also
so
think
much,
people
so
are starting
much
to realise that they're happy to pay for better health. That's why we've got Holland and Barrett. Not that I visit it, but a lot of people do. So when people say, "What, you want me to pay for water to get healthier?" I said, "Well, you know, you've got a loyalty card for Holland and Barrett. What are you talking about?" You know,
Well, this is what I loved about Natural Glow, because we won an award for being a beauty supplement. And people understand that language, not a can of water. They understand this is a beauty supplement that you take every day, like you would your vitamins and minerals. And I think sometimes it's the language that we use that we are then able to position it in a way that is more palatable, I suppose, to people. They understand that. It's a supplement, but it just happens to be in a can.
Yeah, and a big thing,
Yeah,
Rebecca,
definitely.
just in relation to that as well, and what Derek was saying, is the fact that we can actually teach people and coach people how they can actually get this for free, you know, because at the end of the day, and the easiest way to do that is to help your family and your loved ones. Help them have the same health benefits as us.
Yeah.
And then you're getting your product for free.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing. And there's actually a report out there at the moment where in Europe, 86% of all Europeans are dehydrated.
Yeah.
You know, and that's like, and
more
those
than
kind of
the
figures
UK,
are
yeah.
just been mirrored around the world, you know. So we're at the right place at the right time, and we've got a community here that this community, come this time, 12 months, 6 months down the road, we're going to be traveling around our bus around the country, you know, doing road shows, because we're not going to be able to get it all onto a Zoom call, you know.
Yeah.
There's
By the
one
way, guys,
question.
you know, I spoke to Dr. Murley, who's in our team, just on that subject. We need to realize that people are already taking supplements and alternative therapies, etc. This catalytic effect of our water is going to actually allow that water, the product, sorry, that they're already taking, to get into their bodies a lot easier. So in fact, it's going to complement all that. So, you know, the people already into natural therapies, etc., are going to have a better way of life, because they're going to be able to absorb a lot more of the goodness in those products. So that's really
Absolutely.
important to understand. Yeah.
And these would be the kind of communities that I'd be talking to, because they get it.
The health people, because they're
They
already into health.
understand
Yeah.
it. They're totally bought into it. You haven't got to try and convince them or anything.
No.
We've got a question here from Claire. How would you reply to a customer saying the added sucralose doesn't make it a healthy drink? We have got a slight sweetener of sucralose, but it is below the recommended allowance. So that's why we've put it in, because it in small doses, it's not harmful at all. And we've got such a small dose in it that it does make it a healthy drink, because it's minute, but it's just a slight flavoring.
Okay. Any other questions there?
Another one here. Hang on. Would the company support us with product if we did go on the road to do a health and beauty show in Belfast and Dublin? The answer to that is probably no. And the reason being, because if we did it for that show, then we would have to do it for everybody else, and we wouldn't be able to. What we would support you with would be collateral. We would support you with some images. We'd do some, if you're not, you know, great at artwork and stuff like that, we'd perhaps do some leaflets for you that you could print off with your QR code on. We'd be able to support you in those kinds of ways. But as we get going, I love these. I love getting out and talking to people. Absolutely love it. That's my thing. It's getting the community together, isn't it? And if everybody is saying, right, well, actually what we could do is we could get some of the, you know, free sample trays, which are with our, you know, the free one that you get with your 6-pack. There might be something that would be of interest to you later on in the month. I'm such a big mouth, I can't keep them out, but there will be something of interest where you could potentially get some more free products, maybe, but I haven't said anything. When these kinds of things happen, then you're in a position where you can get some freebies, stockpile them for these kinds of events. And if you're clubbing together, you only want to be doing a very small taster. I mean, I actually don't even think, I know this is heresy, I think that sampling and tasting it is not what I would do personally, because it then becomes, it takes it away from the actual product that it is and becomes about the taste. Oh, I like the taste of that. Oh, I don't like the taste of that. Well, for me, my story is I thought it was horrible. So I got sent this stuff and I was like, are you sure? I'm never gonna move this stuff. It's horrible. So I was busy trying them all. And actually, I started thinking, my goodness, I feel so well. I don't care what it tastes like now. And actually, I really like the taste of it now. But initially, I would not, if you'd have sampled me with 12, I've said, no, you can keep it. It's not for me. So it's not about the taste for me. It's about the benefits of it. And where we go down the taste road, you're going down the wrong
Yeah, I think it shows particularly. I think what you need to be thinking is subscriptions. Okay,
Yeah.
and there are ways of doing that. If you want to talk about it, I'll talk to you about it. But that's what you need to come away from a show, having got people subscribed, and they need to know why.
Yeah.
Michael asked the question. He asked the question about the award. Was it an international award? The beauty.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is an international beauty award. Yeah.
Actually, that question which was asked about the events when you're promoting, I think they tested this out in America because I was blessed to meet Manoj and like Derek, I was really fascinated about his legacy, about him putting his 4 billion into the foundation, and how he wants to take 1 billion people out of poverty. So this has got really, you're doing so many things when you're having this drink. Besides healing yourself, you're healing the world. But what they found is when you do give away free samples, people, like Rebecca just said, they'll drink it, say no, and you lose that
Yeah.
customer because they don't understand the science. So it's, if you can prep them up before the exhibition and tell them to try it and then understand how this business model works, you'll get a much better effect and value, because now they understand the science, and that's the secret, is understanding all the videos that were played and the slides that we've got here. They need to understand that before, otherwise it's a wasted effort. This is experience from the US.
Yeah, totally. It's all about the benefits. You know, what benefit will this bring me? Doesn't matter. You know, if that's giving you a good night's sleep, that's good enough for me. If that's, you know, if this is the #1 collagen supplement, I know my skin's really, you know, people have noticed. My friends have I didn't notice. My friends have said to me, what are you doing? You're different. You're glowing. You're looking really good. And I'm 61 years old. So I'm not a spring chicken, I'll have you know. So I'm going to keep drinking it, basically.
Yeah, the people have been saying to me, "Oh, you've recovered from your heart attack then?" And I said, "Well, actually, I'm drinking a really good drink that helps me get my skin working really well. I mean, I'm 65 in March, so you know, we're like you said, we're not spring chickens, but I do feel also my brain is working a lot better. Unfortunately, the actual bypass surgery caused me to be forgetful, and my brain wasn't working very well, you know, in the beginning. And I've noticed since I've been drinking the water, my memories come back a lot better, and I'm able to talk a lot better. I wasn't even thinking I could do any presentations at all this year because I thought I just mentally couldn't deal with it. But now I feel fully up to it, and I'm sure it's the water that's helped. It's not just me. So that's a massive difference as well.
There's actually
Right, so
there's actually
yeah,
a funny.
sorry.
If
Yeah.
I can just come to Sinead,
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
asked about marketing backdrops and stuff like that. We do have some things that we've used for the beauty shows in the mainland. I know that our warehouse is in Ireland, and I think a lot of that stuff goes back to Ireland. So if you let us know in advance where your show's going to be, we could probably try and we've got great big plinths and all sorts of things that we could get to you, which might be of help as well. So do give us some notice. And also we have a PR lady as well who tries to get editorial in magazines and things like that. So if you see a magazine and you think, oh, I'd love to get something in, you know, something on hydration in there, let us know. And if we can get it in for you, then obviously you're going to benefit from that as well. So do think about the wider things, because those are the things we might be able to help you with.
Brilliant. Yeah, it was more that type of thing that I had in mind, because my background is a hotel manager, so I would be very comfortable doing exhibitions and all that type of thing, you know, and it would be more about selling the story of Menage. To me, that's the story. You know, get healthy and help the rest of the world get clean water. What's not to love?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
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 Very, very good.
And it's finding your tribe, isn't it? It's finding what resonates with you and what excites you, and finding people that feel the same and become part of your family, part of your tribe. And I think that is key as well, is knowing, you know, who you are, what you have to offer, and who you want to attract. I'm a big believer in the universe and, you know, putting it out there, and that's what you want to attract. And
yeah, me too.
yeah. But you have to be specific. You know, it's like going to a restaurant, isn't it? If you go to a restaurant, we always look at the menu and we say, right, I'll have that, that, and that. Lovely, job's a good one. You don't go to a restaurant and sit there and say to the restaurateur or the chef, oh, just give me whatever you think. You know, that'll be fine. You have a plan.
Unless you trust them. Unless
Wow.
you trust them.
Yeah.
Okay. No, well done, everyone. You know, thanks for your participation, and really, we want a lot more participation from everyone else as well, especially with the trainings as we do them.
Okay.
Anyone else with any questions before we finish?
I just
Or
have
anyone want to
one.
make any comments about
Just
this meeting?
very
Anyone
quickly,
happy?
I just want to thank you all for a great call. It's
Thank
obviously
you.
going to be an ongoing training and session and discussions and whatever, which is great. But I do have to run.
Yes.
Yeah, we've
Thank
had
you
quite a
very
lot of
much.
time.
And
Thank you.
Thank you, Sinead.
Bye.
I'll
Bye-bye.
just
Okay.
I'll just
Bye,
do a
Sinead.
last shout out there as well,
Yes,
Derek.
Carmen.
Yeah, guys, there's 17, 18 people on the call. Get in contact with your team partners, and we're looking forward for those testimonials.
Yeah.
Yes.
And send them the
definitely.
recording. The recording will come out into the group, so you can send the recording out to people so they can join us at the next one, particularly know what the next one's going to be about in terms of what I explained. And we'll be recording them all. So not everyone's able to make it because of their own life and what they're doing. You know, things get in the way, etc. So thank you very much for your attendance, guys. And remember another thing, we are at the very, very beginning. We're only a month in, for goodness sake. You know, we are the pioneers, and I've seen organizations go from you know, small numbers like we have now in the UK to thousands and thousands within a couple of years. So we are the first, and that's important to understand, even though you think you aren't, you know, you are the first. So as things progress over the next few months and years, you know, we're going to be talking massive, massive growth, especially when we go into Europe as well. But the UK alone is big enough. I remember going to a conference for Amway many, many years ago, and there's 15,000 people at the NEC. So, you know, and that was after 3 years. So, you know, and we didn't have technology in those days. So it's, you know, it's certainly possible. Okay, thank you very much, and look forward to seeing you next week.
Derek and Rebecca.
Thank you, Derek.
Thanks a
Thank you,
lot.
Rebecca and everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Brilliant.
Bye.
Thanks, Marisa.
Bye.
Have a
Thanks,
nice
everybody.
week with
Thank
your
you.
hydration.